Peace everybody, back with another video. This is Matador gored in the buttocks after stabbing bull. Alright, I wish people would leave these animals alone, the bulls alone, because they know what they're about, and when they see red, boom, they're going to come after you no matter what. And so this Matador that is here, he got stabbed in the buttocks with the horn, of course, got gored in the buttocks because he stabbed the bull. And come on, this is why I sign petitions for animals, because people are abusing them. And this bull does not deserve to be triggered by anything. A leading Spanish matador has been gored in a bullfight after the animal he stabbed rammed its horns into his buttocks, sending him flying. Yeah, of course the bull is going to send him flying with his horns, because you do not tease these animals. And he's a Spanish matador. This guy is a Spanish matador. Now, they don't deserve to be in the ring with the bulls, because it's going to trigger them. They're going to come after you with everything they got. When Enrique Pons, 48, went in for the kill at the El Puerto Rico de Santa Maria Stadium, the bull flipped him over, causing him to lie on his front shielding of his head. Yeah, so this guy is 48 years old. He went in for the kill at the El Puerto Rico de Santa Maria Stadium. And of course the bull had flipped him over, causing him to lie on his front shielding his head. Despite the scare, the Valencian bullfighter was not seriously injured, with Spanish media reporting only torn knee ligaments and bruising. So he wasn't seriously injured, just torn knee ligaments and bruising. That's all he had. The bull was eventually killed, and Mr. Ponce went on to slay a second. So the bull was eventually killed. Obviously somebody had to come in and kill the bull because of what he did to the matador. The fight saw thousands gather a historic stadium in Cadiz, Andalusia, on the bull ring's 140th anniversary. So yeah, so it was 140th anniversary, and of course, it's been seen by thousands that have gathered a historic stadium in Cadiz, Andalusia, on the bull's ring's 140th anniversary. So that's what happened. It is not the first time Mr. Pons, who is one of the country's top matadors, has had to deal with a bullfighting back. Last year, a more severe goring left him requiring knee surgery and a 10 cm 4-inch injury to his buttocks. So yeah, so this is not the first time that this has happened. Alright, it happened last year, obviously, and of course it had him requiring knee surgery and a 10 cm 4-inch injury to his buttocks. So that's what happened. And of course, Mr. Ponce had no right to be teasing this animal. In 2014, while opening the Las Fallas Festival in Valencia, a bull broke his collarbone and several of his ribs. So yeah, so in 2014, while opening the Las Fallas Festival in Valencia, the bull had broke his collarbone and several of his ribs on top of that. So I know the bull had to be suffering during that time. The pandemic appears to have hit the controversial tradition's popularity. It's the first sparsely attended fight in July, after lockdown saw increasing calls for the blood sport to be banned. Well, they should have banned it a long time ago, because these bullfights are totally senseless, and people have no brains to stop all these, because they want to please everybody. But this is not the way to do it, though. Having bullfights every year, come on, this is totally insane. And of course they want the popularity, these matadors. No, should have banned it a long time ago. Have we not already had an overdose of death and pain in these past months? Carmen Barlucia of animal rights group La Tortura No Es Cultura said at the time. So there was a question: have we not already had an overdose of death and pain in these past months? So the bulls are the ones that are causing pain and deaths, because what these matadors are doing and everything. And of course, Carmen of an animal rights group has said at the time, they return to the bull rings, and they mercilessly and tirelessly demand more public money to torture and see a peaceful herbivore dying. Meanwhile, we, a social majority, are now calling for a true culture of peace and solidarity. So that they return to the bull rings, and this is, of course, every year they go through this, and they mercilessly and tirelessly demand more public money to torture and see a peaceful herbivore dying. So they kill these bulls every year. They stab them with the spears and that, and this is why the bulls are coming after the matadors, because they could feel the pain, and you could see the blood on the bulls that are coming out of them because of these spear things that they use on them. And also it says, meanwhile, we, a social majority, are now calling for a true culture of peace and solidarity. So that's what they want, a peace and solidarity, but they don't want to see the bullfights anymore, because all this is totally nonsense, obviously. And of course they may survey by electronic mania, of course, showed nearly half of respondents supported ban, while 18% opposed it, and a third were neutral. So there was a May survey by Electromania showed that nearly half of respondents support a ban, while 18% opposed it, and a third were neutral. So the third that were neutral, they didn't. It was like, well, we're staying out of it. But nearly half of respondents, in other words, the 40% of them, support a ban, while 18% opposed. I'm going with the 40% to ban these bull fights, because it's just senseless. These animals are getting hurt every year. They're torturing these animals, and like I said, you can see the blood coming out of them. They're covered in blood because of these spear things that they stick them with. And no bull deserves to have that at all. Leave your comments below. I am out.